everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Shazam, issue number 1. Now, as you know, this takes place in the DC New 52 continuity, or DC Rebirth now. So it's been quite some time during the whole DC Rebirth event that we haven't seen Billy Bats and all the other foster kids. But now they've returned again with a new series. And the cover you've got Shazam, looking on it, trying to figure out his test, while kids are trying to study. And it starts off how them mentioning how Billy Batson was chosen to become the new champion, with the wizard saying, "This is no task for someone like you." But we're also introduced today where at Philadelphia at the museum, one of the museum people are talking about washing and everything else, and also Freddy's like, "Oh, America, blah blah blah. This is so boring. What's interesting about history, Billy?" I think it's interesting. Not just history, the whole revolution. We're going to be testing on it tomorrow. America won. I get it. We beat the Germans. Freddie Freeman. And so Freddie starts, teacher starts berating him for his, selfish behaviour. But Freddie starts saying, "Oh, Countess, please." And so you got, people using the masks of Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, and Green Lantern, and what in those, the antique rifles, is like, "Oh, yes, God, yes, finally something cool, right, Billy? Shazam! Who the hell was that?" And so you've got Billy Batson, who is now Captain Marvel, or Shazam now. And shouldn't Billy have, went to a place to hide so he can say the magic words? Because people can probably have seen him saying, "You're going to have to guess. I've been having a bit of trouble saying my name lately." And so, despite little effects, it does nothing to him. So suddenly we see all of other Billy's foster siblings now as Shazams. Mainly Lady Shazam and Shazam Jr. And you're like, it's them! Them who? Philadelphia's superhero team, the Lightning Legends! And so they start bashing them around and presumably causing damages and everything. So afterwards, the police start asking them, who's in charge, but they get into an argument about it. And they're like, "Who are these guys? I'm starving. Let's just say Superman did it." Fair enough. So meanwhile, back at home, Billy's foster mother says, "Kids, dinner!" And so they rush down like a pack of wild animals and have the 1-year anniversary food to celebrate Billy Batson becoming part of the family and talking about their day and stuff. So they mainly head upstairs, and waiting until their foster parents are downstairs, conjures up the Shazam headquarters, and having their own trophy set of the villain masks, a mailbox, and Darla's maths test. And so they're pretty much celebrating the team headquarters, but one of them says, "Guys, you need to come with me and see what I found right now." And so they go further on ahead without thinking what's inside. And so they're introduced to this big jungle-like train station-like area, saying, "It's called the station." And so they see this train-like thing, and when Darla pretty much sees the map, which is like a mystic magical land area, which is presumably a theme park ride. So after pulling the switch and opening the door, we're introduced to Billy Batson's father, which I'm either guessing it's Black Adam posing as him, or could be Captain Marvel or Shazam as a separate thing. Now, we're also introduced to Mary's origin, where Mary, as a kid, is running away from her kind of abusive parents, saying, "Mary, you open this door! You open this door right now, you little brat!" "Mary, it's Mommy. You know you're not supposed to talk back to your father. The floors just need to be scrubbed, and your daddy's shoes need to be polished, and you need to start dinner too, okay?" And you can tell that Mary's afraid of her life, and I think this is what most kids had went through or fled from. Hell, growing up as a kid, I was actually kicked out of my house by my mum and her boyfriend when I was 17 and stuff, so I can actually relate to Mary's character. And as soon as she gets out, she says, "Mary, you got nowhere else to go. No one out there will love you like us." And she looks on fearfully, and they threaten to chain her to the bed. And this is the moment she's thinking, "Ah, screw you guys," and leaves off to fend for herself. And I'm surprised that, the neighbors aren't hearing anything about this or questioning it. And I'm surprised that no one else in, the streets aren't questioning how an 8 or 9-year-old girl is off on her own. I get they probably think she's probably, with her family and stuff. So she looks on the window and sees a Salvation Army Santa Claus. Emma goes, "Hi, Santa." "Well, hello there. Aren't you a little young to be out here alone?" "I don't think so." So he puts some money in, and you can tell the Santa does care about Mary, and starts to question how a 9-year-old is on her own. And pretty much the police find her on her own, saying, "That's her, poor thing. Don't worry, pal, we'll make sure she gets somewhere safe." So, we are also introduced to Mary's foster parents, who takes Mary in, and her and Freddy start off on a bad start, but after seeing a cute little bunny, turns out that Dr. Savannah has been trying to use multiple ones for lab testing. So Billy gets an idea to help rescue the rabbit and rescue the other animals. So, meanwhile, years later, we're also introduced to the rabbit now, where Darla and also Mary are talking about it, but after getting a phone call from Billy, who needs help, they both say the magic word Shazam and become superheroes and fly off, with the rabbit gaining the abilities to fly off, and with the ending saying the beginning. And yeah, this is the story. So what I think of Shazam, it's actually a pretty good start into a new continuity, but I personally would have liked to have seen him just be called Captain Shazam. It would make more sense. So the story deserves a thumbs up. It's still good and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.